Right, welcome back. Now, where I said earlier, I'm going to go through the specs of these shoes. So now, firstly, the toe box area. I have to say this is quite a large toe box. I never had no problems with this at all. Maybe like it can be a little bit on the large size if you've got a small foot. So that's why realistically I was comparing them with the Bostons, and they are realistically roughly the same style of toe box. To be fair, I'm thinking really whether they did actually mimic it on the Bostons. So the next thing I would say around the heel area, it is a bit stiffer than on the Bostons. So, but and you could say a bit flimsy, but realistically, all the high-end shoes do have very thin material when it comes on the top. The Tacoma Sens are similar sort of way. I mean, it took me ages before I bought a pair of them because I thought they were going to fall apart in 5 minutes, but I have to say they have lasted. With regarding the engineered mesh, there is a good airflow, so that is really good with these. I didn't feel my feet warming up too quickly or anything like that. Regarding the treads, obviously they are a new pair of shoes, so I wouldn't expect slippage anyway. But this hollowed out area, like I mentioned on the Bostons and the SLs, where they have an area they've got an indentation, you can hear like stomping really when you're running. However, with these Lidl pair, didn't hear it at all. It was really good on that respect. Now, while I was late for the track, this was one of the issues. Was I normally would put on a runner's knot, and literally I could not get the eyelet, like the actual lace, through that hole. So I will persist and try to make these slightly bigger so that will go through, and I'll try them again, maybe on a bit of a longer run. But overall, they're not a bad shoe, so especially for £40. So overall, what do I think? Well, realistically, I would say for an everyday running shoe, these are going to be great because they're like cheap. I mean, the first pair of shoes I bought was an Adidas Solar Blaze, and they cost me about £44. They had no carbon plate. They were quite firm with the sole, like these ones are. These are quite firm, where the Bostons do actually have a bit more of a like softer foam sort of thing. So that leads me to thinking that if you're injury prone, then I probably wouldn't buy this type of shoe. Well, saying that, if you were doing a 5k, like a park run, or maybe up to a 10k, then realistically, these will probably not hinder your injuries like as much, like that sort of short distance. But I will persist with these. I will try longer runs and see how they go, how they're on my feet. The one other criticism would say will be really about the heel. Like I said, without the runner's knot, I had some slippage in the heel, which I didn't with the Bostons, but again, the runner's knot is on there, where these, like there was some slippage, but I will try same with the runner's knot, and hopefully that will improve that situation. But I have read a bit about this, that the actual heel doesn't feel supportive. I've heard that people have said, but I mean, for me, they were no problem at all. And for less than 40 quid, I think realistically they are a bargain. But like I said, caveats that if you're injury prone, maybe you should, give it a pinch of salt as such. I mean, like I said, 5k, maybe 10k is okay. Everyday runner up to those sort of distances shouldn't be a problem realistically. But like I said, I'm going to persist and try to go for a longer distance and see how they feel there. So hopefully this was useful to you. And if it was, if you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe, much appreciated. See you on the next one. Just one thing to add. On the Lidl website, it says this foam is an high performance EVA midsole. It's lightweight, cushioned and shock absorbing. Obviously with the Bostons, this is obviously called a Light Strike Pro foam, which is obviously proprietary to Adidas. But I would have to say, they, like I said, they are a similar sort of thing, although this is a little bit more rigid. So hopefully that gives you a good indication of how these shoes perform.